What's going on, guys? John Alder from Codemy.com, and in this video, we're going to look at linear regression with pandas and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at linear regression. But before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com, where I have dozens of courses with thousands of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off lifetime membership. It's all my courses, videos, and books for a one-time fee, which is insanely cheap. Okay, in the last video, we talked about linear regression a little bit. We talked about the Scikit-Learn diabetes data set, and we imported that here. And we looked at the data here. So we have age, sex, BMI, BP, and a bunch of blood serum level things. And we also have a target level for those things. So now in this video, we're going to actually start to build out the linear regression and talk about all the different parts in that. And this is actually pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot of moving parts, but there's a couple little things that are a little tricky to understand right out of the box. So I'll try and explain those as we go. But this should be a lot of fun. So we've imported pandas, NumPy, and the Scikit-Learn diabetes database. We've loaded that information, slapped it into a data frame. Now, strictly speaking, you don't have to put this into a pandas database, but this is a pandas playlist. So we're putting it in a data frame just so we can look at it in a nice way. But strictly speaking, for linear regression, you don't have to use pandas for this. We're just using it to visualize it because it's fun. So, okay. Let's come down here. I should mention I'm calling this linreg, and as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other pandas videos in this series. So the first thing we need to do is split all of this stuff into X and Y variables. And the X is going to be our features, and the Y is going to be our target. That's this guy right here. The features are going to be these things. So age, sex, BMI, BP, all the blood serum levels. All right, so we can do that. Let's split the data into X and Y. And I'm just going to create a variable uppercase X, and uppercase X is sort of the convention here. You could use lowercase, but we always use uppercase X and lowercase Y. That's just what you do here. But name it anything you want, but you're going to want to name it uppercase X. So this is just going to be my underscore df dot. Now we just want to drop the target column. And then that's going to be on the axis of 1, right? So remember earlier we added this target column to our data frame right here, right? We want to just take that off now. We just added it just to look at it, basically. We don't actually want that in the feature data, right? Because that's the target. We want to keep that separate. So we can set basically everything else into X, right? And then for Y, which is lowercase y, we just want, same thing, my underscore df, but now we want that target column, right? Because that's the outcome we know that's going to happen. So, okay, we can do it. We can go ahead and do that. And when we run this, nothing actually happens, but it's kind of interesting to look at the shapes of these. So let's go x.shape and y.shape. And when we shift enter to run this, you see we've got the shape of x is 442 by 10. So basically there's 442 rows of data and 10 columns. And that makes sense. We can compare. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go, 10 of those, right? And 442 rows. And for our Y, there's 442 rows and 1 column. There's nothing there, but it's a tuple. Tuple starts at 0, so the 0th one is 1. So that makes sense as well because we know our target is 1 column, right? So, okay, that's good. So now we've got this stuff, and the main sort of gist of a linear regression is to take your data and separate it into 2 sections, 2 different parts. One is the training part, and the other is the testing part. And the training part is what the linear regression model is going to train on. It's going to take all this data and it's going to learn from it, basically. And then it's going to take that and sort of compare it, so to speak, to the testing model. It's going to test against that. So we want to split these into training and testing. And generally, you split them into an 80-20 split. So 80% goes into training and 20% goes into testing, right? So we could do that. So we're going to do this using Scikit-Learn. Scikit-Learn is perfect for this. It does all this stuff for us. So we need to import this. So let's go from sklearn. We're going to create a model here. So sklearn.model underscore selection, right? So we're selecting out the training and the testing stuff. What do we want to do? We want to import train underscore test underscore split, because that's what we're going to do here. We're going to split our data into a training pool and a testing pool, so to speak, right? So, okay. Let's go ahead and split the data into training and testing. And to do this, we create several variables. Now remember, we've got X and Y here. So we need to do an X train and an X test, a Y train and a Y test, right? So we need to do both of these things for both of these variables, right? So one we're going to call X underscore train. Remember up here, we call this uppercase X. We're going to call this uppercase train. The next one is going to be uppercase underscore test, right? So we've got a train and a test split. Now I'm doing these all in one line, so I'm just using comma, sort of the convention. It's easier, but you could do this all in separate lines, I suppose. But you always do it like this. So we need to do the same thing for Y. So we have Y underscore train and we have Y underscore test, right? And then we want to set this equal to our train underscore test underscore split that we imported up here, right? And we just want to pass in some variables here. So we want to pass in our X, we want to pass in our Y, and now we need to designate the test size. So let's go test underscore size, and let's set this equal to 0.2, right? So the test size, remember, is the thing we're testing against. The training side is what we're training. So remember I said it's usually an 80-20 split. So 80% goes to training, 20% goes to testing. So we've just designated, hey, 20% goes to testing. So this knows, oh, the rest of it goes to training, right? So that's just how we designate that. And we can create a random state if we want, random underscore state. You don't have to do this, but since we're doing a tutorial here, if you want your numbers to end exactly the way my numbers end, you could create a random state. Just put any sort of number there. 42 is sort of a popular number, and I won't tell you why. You could Google it. It's hilarious. But random state 42 means if you put 42 and I put 42, our randomization is going to be the same, right? So our outcomes will become the same. Because whenever you're doing linear regression, any sort of models, whenever you're training, there's randomization being done in the training. So your model might not be exactly the same as my model because randomization is random, right? It's going to be slightly different. It's going to be mostly the same, but the numbers are going to be just slightly different here and there if you don't set this random state. So if you want to see if you're getting the same outcome as me, but your random state is 42, right? Otherwise, you could just skip it. It doesn't really matter. So, okay, now that looks good. If we shift enter to run this, we don't see anything, and we like to see things. So let's come down here and let's print out the shape of the training and testing splits or sets or whatever, right? So let's go print and let's go training set shape. And then let's do this again and go testing. And what's the training set going to be? Well, what is the training? Well, we know training is X train, right? So this is going to be X train dot shape and Y underscore train dot shape, right? Because that's training. We know the testing is going to be X underscore test dot shape and Y underscore test dot shape. Because again, our testing stuff is X test and Y test. Our training stuff is X train and Y train, right? So sort of wrap your head around these terms, these training and testing things. This is really sort of the big thing you have to understand about this. There's testing and there's training and testing, however you want to put it. But the training is usually 80%, the testing is usually 20%. And we could shift enter to run this and we can see we have 353 and 10 for the training and 353 and none for the testing. That makes sense because we know up here our target was 442 and none. So 80% of that would be 353 and none, I think, I hope. Let's pull up a calculator. So what was it? 442 times 0.8, 353. There we go. That makes sense. And then 20% is going to be the testing. So that's 89 and 10 because the X train, X test, that's these things up here, right? X is the features. So we know there's 10 of them. So we see, yep, sure enough, there's 10 of them. And 89 rows, 353 rows, 89 rows here, 1 column there. So like I said, that's a big thing to wrap your brain around, training and testing, and just realize, hey, we're going to take 80% of our data and we're going to train the model on that. We're going to take 20% of our data and we're going to test the model on that. Because anytime we do some training, in order to train, it needs to sort of have something to test against, to know how well the training is going and to fit things appropriately over time. So that's why we split them into two things. So, okay, that looks good. So after we've sort of set everything up, the next thing to do is to actually create the linear regression model. I think we're going to leave that to the next video because this one's getting a little bit long. But now we've got all of our data loaded, right? We've got our diabetes data loaded. We've sort of said, hey, the X stuff is going to be these features, right? All these things up here. The Y stuff is going to be this target, which is our target data. We get this straight out of the diabetes data set data, right? There's already a target in there, like I mentioned in the last video. Then we take these two things and we split them into a training and a testing set, basically. And to do that, we use Scikit-Learn. And this is the main line right here. You're going to see this over and over again. X train, X test, Y train, Y test. And we just split them based on our X and our Y. And here we set the test size as 0.2. If we change this to 0.3, these numbers are going to be 30% here and 70% here, right? You don't have to do 0.2. But that's sort of a standard way to do it, sort of breaking it into 80% training and 20% testing. But like I said, you could do 70% training and 30% testing. Once we've gone through and done the actual linear regression, come back maybe and change it to 0.3 and see how that changes the outcome of your linear regression. So we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves there. We haven't done the linear regression stuff yet. We'll do that in the next video, but yeah. We are coming right along. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off lifetime membership. So that's access to all my courses, over 50 courses, thousands of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 150,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from Codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.